Welcome to Timeless Reads, a Classics podcast. Today we're taking a deep dive into a really quite significant work of literature,
We are indeed. We're looking at Ivo Andrić's The Bridge on the Drina.
a truly monumental novel written by the Nobel Prize-winning Yugoslav writer.
That's right. It first came out in Serbo-Croat, na Drini Ciprija. That was back in 1945 in Belgrade.
And the English translation, that wasn't until later, was it?
No, 1959. But that really opened up this incredibly rich story to, well, a much wider audience.
So our mission today really is to get to the heart of this powerful book. We want to understand the core narrative and maybe extract some of the enduring life lessons packed inside.
Absolutely. To do it concisely, but definitely appreciate the depth that's there.
Okay, so let's start right there. What is The Bridge on the Drina actually about at its core?
Well, in essence, the novel, it chronicles the history of Visegrad. That's a town in Bosnia. And it does this over several centuries, a really long span of time.
Several centuries. Wow. And what holds that kind of vast narrative together?
That's the fascinating part. The central unifying element is the bridge itself, the Mehmed Pasha Sokolovic Bridge. It's this incredible Ottoman-era structure that crosses the Drina River.
So the bridge is more than just scenery.
Oh, much more. It's the main character, in a way. It's the silent witness to the whole town's history unfolding.
And you said centuries. When does the story actually begin?
It starts right with the bridge's construction. We're talking the 16th century. And then the narrative carries us all the way forward, right into the early 20th century.
That's an immense sweep of history. Ottoman rule, then Austro-Hungarian.
Exactly. You see these huge historical shifts. The novel really paints a vivid picture of the social, the cultural, the political changes that sweep through the region. And importantly, we experience all this through the lives of the people. Generations of townspeople connected to that bridge.
So the big historical events are seen through the lens of ordinary people's lives.
Precisely. You see how these grand forces impact individuals, families, the whole community.
And the bridge itself? You called it a silent witness. Does it sort of stand apart from the human drama?
Not entirely apart. It's the constant. It's the symbol of continuity while empires rise and fall, conflicts flare up and die down. The bridge endures. It's the anchor.
Right, the anchor. So how does this enduring structure actually interact with daily life? How does it shape things for the people in Visegrad?
Well, it very quickly becomes the absolute focal point of the town. The Kapija, the central part of the bridge, is where everything happens. It's where people meet, trade goods, gossip, make deals. It's the town square, basically, but on a bridge.
So celebrations, too, I imagine.
Oh, definitely. Big celebrations, festivals.
Yeah.
But also, moments of profound tragedy. Executions even happen there at certain times.
Goodness. So it really reflects the entire spectrum of life.
The whole ebb and flow of human existence in Visegrad, yes. It sees births, deaths, loves, hatreds, everything.
And Andrić just tells this through individual stories.
Yes, the narrative is incredibly rich with the stories of specific individuals and families. We learn about their customs, their beliefs, Christian and Muslim side by side, often uneasily. We see their interactions, their struggles, their small joys, all playing out against this constant backdrop of the bridge, and of course, the changing times.
It sounds incredibly immersive, almost like you're living in the town alongside them.
That's very much the feeling, yes.
Okay, so beyond this incredible historical tapestry, let's shift a bit. What about those deeper insights, the life lessons embedded within the novel? What stands out?
One of the most powerful themes, I think, is about endurance and the sheer scale of time. The bridge's immense lifespan, it really throws the fleeting nature of human lives and affairs into sharp relief.
Compared to this massive stone structure, our lives seem so short.
Exactly. It kind of forces you to reflect on what actually lasts, what truly endures beyond our own brief moment on stage.
That's quite profound, thinking about legacy, maybe, or things bigger than ourselves.
Perhaps. It suggests that maybe individual ambitions, dramas, they often seem less significant when viewed against the slow, steady march of centuries that the bridge represents. It encourages a focus, maybe, on things that ripple outwards.
That's a big one. What else did you take away?
Well, related to that is the interconnectedness of human lives. The bridge isn't just stone, it's a link. Physically, it connects the riverbanks, obviously. But metaphorically, it connects people. It shows how individual lives are just woven together in a community.
Across generations, too.
Absolutely across generations. You see how decisions made in one century impact families living centuries later, all centered around this shared space.
So the bridge facilitates community, in a way.
It shapes the collective experience, definitely. It's the shared ground, the common reference point. It makes you consider how important those shared public spaces are for, binding us together.
And given the time frame, you must see the impact of those larger historical forces very clearly.
Oh, absolutely. That's another key lesson. The novel is just brilliant at illustrating how huge political events, wars, changes in rulers, how they profoundly shape the destiny of ordinary people, often in ways they couldn't possibly predict or control. It really hammers home the importance of understanding historical context. We're not islands.
We're carried along by these currents.
We really are.
Now, amidst all this change, conflict, and hardship, because there must be a lot of hardship over centuries, does the book offer a sense of human resilience?
Yes, very much so. Despite everything thrown at them, floods, wars, occupations, plagues, social upheaval, the people of Visegrad demonstrate this remarkable capacity to adapt, to endure, to just keep going and find meaning in their lives, even in the midst of turmoil.
So there's strength there.
There's immense strength, particularly in the community itself, the way they hold on to traditions, support each other, rebuild. It speaks volumes about the resilience of the human spirit, particularly when people act collectively.
And the bridge itself, does it become part of the town's identity? More than just a structure.
Definitely. It comes to embody the town's history, its collective memory. It's laden with stories, legends, personal memories for everyone. Andrić really emphasizes the role that landmarks like this and the traditions associated with them play in shaping who a community is. It provides that sense of belonging, of continuity.
It makes you think about the symbols in our own lives, doesn't it? The things that connect us to our past or our community.
Exactly. What are those landmarks, those stories, those shared experiences that give you your sense of place and identity? The bridge serves that function powerfully for Visegrad.
Okay, and one more thing that strikes me, covering such a long period. Do patterns emerge? Does history seem to repeat itself in the novel?
That's a really insightful question.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I think the novel subtly suggests a cyclical nature to history. You see recurring patterns of conflict between different groups, periods of relative peace followed by turmoil, the arrival of new powers bringing change.
The same kinds of tensions maybe playing out in different eras.
Kind of, yes. It suggests that perhaps humanity goes through similar cycles, facing similar challenges. And it makes you wonder, what lessons do we actually learn? Or perhaps what lessons do we fail to learn across time?
That's a rather sobering thought, actually.
It can be, but it also reinforces that theme of endurance. People find ways to navigate these cycles.
So wrapping this up then, The Bridge on the Drina sounds like it's much more than just a historical account.
Oh, absolutely. It's a truly profound and deeply moving exploration of history, yes, but also of community, identity, and that enduring, sometimes baffling, but often inspiring human spirit.
Using this one single landmark, the bridge, as a lens.
Exactly. Through that lens, Ivo Andrić crafts this genuinely timeless narrative. It resonates with these huge universal themes, change, continuity, the sheer complexity of being human. It really stays with you.
It certainly sounds like it. Thank you for such an insightful deep dive into this classic. It's clear there's just so much to reflect on.
There really is.
Yeah.
It invites you to think about the long view, about history, about your own connections, and about that resilience we talked about. A truly rewarding read.
Thank you for listening to the Timeless Reads a Classics podcast.